Drink of the day is water. To tell you the truth, I'm just happy waking up in the morning. Because if you think about it, probabilities against you is something bad happened to you, or your low skills and being naive put you in a place where you can't survive. My wife took care of me this year. I mean, you don't need an exact map of your life to know where you're going. You just gotta go where God wants you to go. But your road map is actually your spouse or girlfriend. They're gonna tell you where to go. The only other thing you really gotta know is on your resume, when you go to apply for a job, put down all your education that you've done. Basically, your whole life, you should be educating yourself throughout the whole way. If you stop doing that, you're going to get left behind, especially tech-wise. You start doing things and you find out, I used to know how to do everything in this area, and now I know nothing. So I shoveled snow last night. It's like 5 inches. Then I was at work yesterday, and it was snowing balls. And our cleanup crew in our parking lot came like 3 different times. Thinking it was over a foot, 13 inches maybe. So I got home, had to shovel the 2 driveways. And then the wife sent me to help the stepdaughter fix her washer utility sink. It was leaking underneath. You don't really know what you're going to run into, because usually those are all plastic fittings underneath that. Because when I went through there, it looked like a new tub. Then you got older pieces coming up from the floor. Basically, you have 2 technologies trying to be put together. It's usually the old technology. Over the years, people used pipe tape, pipe dope. You don't know if anything's been stripped. Technically, you don't need all that stuff in the beginning. You just hook it all up, tighten it up. You have your little seals that go in there. So I had this bright idea that I'm going to take it all apart, clean it up, and put it back together, and it's going to not leak. Well, taking it apart, I got lucky. Twice I got lucky. Just getting it all undone, got lucky. Because I certainly don't have enough skills to say that without a shadow of a doubt that I'm going to be able to fix it. So luckily, twice I got it all taken apart, cleaned up. This little tube type seal near the top that hooked into the bottom of the utility tub fell down on the floor when that area snapped right off. I first put it back together, it was leaking up near the top. Took it all apart again, and then found that piece on the floor, stuck it back in there. Anytime I've done plumbing, my first go is never right, and you got to have enough ambition, enough patience, take it all apart again, find out you didn't line something up, or so I did the same thing, took it all apart, put that piece back in there. The old elbow near the bottom was never replaced, because that was put on to the other piece that's below the floor, so you got to use the old pieces. It starts leaking again, I'm just going to buy a new elbow and call it a day. But originally I was going to go over there with this, it looks like a pipe wrench, but it's actually a Model T wrench that I've been carrying around half my life. I've used several times. That tool is insane. So whenever the Model T was invented, they had this little toolkit with it. This huge ass wrench was part of that toolkit. My stepfather back in the day, I was showing him, he goes, look at this wrench that I've got. This pipe wrench that I've got. And he says, that's not a pipe wrench, that's a Model T wrench. Are you kidding me? This thing is like made to last forever. So I couldn't find it. I had to wade through 1 to 2 foot of snow back to the shed. Thought it was in my main toolkit in the house. No, not there. I don't know where it went to. So the only thing I really had was a pair of vice grips, and that barely did the job. And I barely had enough strength between that, my hand grip strength, to get unscrew the two pieces on that elbow because it had been tightened to 1 inch of its life. Stopped leaking before. Then we moved on to the tub, bathroom, and the utility room, separated by a wall, and they've got a little piece of drywall between the framing and the bottom, screwed into the wall. She thought maybe it was leaking behind there, so we figured out that the screws had the square-tipped screwdriver. So I explained to the daughter the difference between a Phillips head, flat head, and a square-tipped head. I told the square-tipped head it was a luxury way of fastening something because that tip never slips. A lot of times when you're using a flathead with old screws, you're trying to get it off, you hurt yourself because it slips off. Or with a Phillips head, you strip the screw. With a square head, it fits right in there and you never have a problem. So I told her if she wanted to fix something, that'll always work. You always use a square-tipped screw. And I barely learned that when I was screwing down some siding on the house. And I was looking for a fastener. And I saw those square-tipped screws. I go, shit, this is awesome. Daughter had a little kit that she had that she proudly pulled out and opened up. And I said, those are square-tipped screws. You got a bit for that, and she did. I said, anytime in the future you go to buy square bit screws, you bring your bit with you because there's two different sizes. So the moral of the day is we are lucky to be alive. And I'm lucky to be working where I'm working.